Yeah, we just got like hundreds of these, man. Like hundreds of them.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, it's strange, right?
It's
Yeah.
strange.
This whole podcast thing is very odd.
Yeah.
Your podcast, by the way, like I remember doing. I'm on like I think episode 3 or 5 of your podcast.
Wow.
Like somebody sent me the thing once. They have like it documented all the episode numbers, and they're like you're on like one of the first 5 or 7. And I remember it was on your couch in your office at home.
Yeah.
And you kept telling me to sit forward. You're
Yeah,
like,
the
"Sit."
couch is weird.
Yeah.
Like, couch seems like it's a good idea, but it's a terrible idea.
But I wanted to ask you, who gave, like, I remember you said that, like, you like the Opie and Anthony model of, like, just talking.
Yeah.
But how did anyone else have one where you're like, oh, people will listen to this? Like, were you thinking of someone else's podcast? Like, how did you know anybody would listen to one?
I think Adam Carolla had a podcast.
He had it
at
back
the
then?
time. I think he did. But when he had it, it was like a radio show.
Yeah.
He did his like a radio show.
Still does, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Well, that's actually his downfall now, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think people they don't want to hear commercials every 15 minutes.
Right.
It's not necessary, you know? And I think I just liked how Opie and Anthony had just people come in with no structure,
Yeah.
a bunch of comics, and just hang out and start talking.
Did you ever imagine, like, that your podcast would be, like, where it's at now is crazy, man. It is really crazy.
No, there's no way I could have imagined it. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have believed it.
It's so nuts.
No, it's just
Bananas.
yeah. I just thought it was fun to do.
I mean, and like people mention it to me all the like when I'm in an airport, they'll mention they're like, it still happens. They'll even mention the weight loss. Like I saw the weight loss podcast last week, and like, but
That
I mean, it's
podcast
everywhere.
got one episode got more than 6 million, and the other one was like close to 7 million
That's so crazy.
That's nuts.
downloads.
That is nuts.
And that's
man.
then there's YouTube like,
views on top of it. Yeah,
millions on YouTube.
yeah.
How
It
did
was
you
amazing.
even know? How did you know? I mean, I remember we heard, oh, Joe's doing a podcast. Well, what is that? Like, how
Yeah.
did you even hear about something
Well,
like
I
this?
started doing it on Justin TV, which was like this online webcasting thing way back in the day. And what we would do is we would do it live from the green room. And Joey Diaz would always get mad. Shut that fucking thing off.
Yeah, yeah.
We'd have a laptop and we'd be streaming from a laptop, like from the little webcam. So we'd have a little. This is back before laptops had webcams built in.
Yeah.
So we'd put a little webcam on top of it.
Sure.
And we'd talk,
Right.
and people would
Oh my
like.
God.
And you were doing that
Remember this.
before all this?
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then that was probably like 2003 or something.
Whoa.
Like that. Yeah.
That's really long ago.
Yeah. And then when I got back from Colorado, I was kind of bummed out. And I had to move back to California because my wife was pregnant and, you know, we couldn't live at altitude because we were like in the mountains.
I went to that house.
I was so happy up there.
I remember that. I went to that house when you were checking it out. 'Cause
Yeah.
we were doing Comedy Works.
That's right.
And we
Yeah.
drove up there, and man, it was like up this crazy road, and you know, like a narrow mountain road,
Yeah.
and at the very top, it was beautiful.
Oh, it sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, for me, it was the perfect combination. Like it was the perfect balance for like these shows where all these people and the UFC, all these people,
Yeah.
and then up there just nature and quiet.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is what I need. I need
Yeah.
to balance myself out.
Sure.
Like just to have enough calm so that all this craziness sort of makes more sense.
Yeah,